Yo, what's up YouTube? Dirty Dan Gaming coming back with another Rise of Kingdoms video, and today we are going over all of the top 16 matchups reveal for all of the realms. We just got off the heels of casting on the official channel. Thank you Tillith again for inviting me on. It was a blast. Chilling with the homie Plato, calling some of the matches yesterday was very fun and exciting. I hope I get the opportunity to do it again. If I do not, subscribe to the channel. We are going to be continuing Osiris League coverage on this channel as long as I do not have to have the obligation of going and streaming on the official Rise of Kingdoms channel. If you've been following, we've been trying to do a little bit different, give a little bit deeper analysis, try and find some tendencies and some advanced scouting on some of these teams. So as we progress through these weeks, we are going to be keying in on some of these really big matchups that we have just been revealed to today. So without further ado, let's go in and check out our top 16 teams for each realm in Season 8 Osiris League. All right, so Season 8 progressing rather quickly. We are already into our top 16. These are the knockout rounds. Every match is going to matter. It's win or go home until you get into the Osiris League finals for your respective realms. So let's just jump right into this. If we go into our schedule, we'll start off with the realm of Bastet. This is our home realm, being in Kingdom 2975. So I will just kind of go over and touch on them a little bit, as I have kind of been trying to avoid them a little bit and trying to hide any secrets. I know anyone can really go back in and watch some of these matchups, but I really tried to stay away and not cover my home kingdom because I want them to be as competitive as possible. So let's go to the right side of the bracket where 2975 is being hosted in 475 DC, getting our first matchup against EA Elevate Anarchy. I believe this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. Elevate Anarchy looks to be a pretty I believe they scouted specifically for Osiris League. I'm getting upset here in the first match against Battle Bunnies. That match was amazing. The very 2 weeks ago on my very first cast, I believe it was, I caught the very end of this match, and with the huge power discrepancy that Battle Bunnies had against Elevate Anarchy, they were able to come out with the dub. So huge upset there, but this team was built for Osiris League, so it's going to be very interesting to see with 2975 getting the very first matchup of the round of 16. As we move on, we're going to have 3065 with 65 AC against 69P. Kingdom 3176 with 76 L1 going up against Wu-Tang WU. I believe I was poking in on one of their matches too. This looks to be a very sound Osiris League team as well. Kamikaze Kittens from 2658 Kiki against W34X. Now, just keep in mind that this realm of Bastet, this is really going to be a lot of your new up-and-coming Osiris League teams. A lot of the more sound teams are going to be in these later realms, which we're going to cover after the realm of Sobec. We'll go into Anubis and Horus, but don't sleep on realm of Bastet. There is going to be some you're going to see a lot of the new up-and-coming teams really start to emerge. On the left side of the bracket, we are going to have JBS in Kingdom 2973 going up against, for some reason, everyone has been chosen besides this extra team, so I don't know. I apologize. 2748 with 7748W going up against 81A Polaris Star. I was able to peek in on one of their matches to 81A Wu-Tang, 04BB, Elevate Anarchy, all really sound Osiris League teams. So I'm going to be curious, and I'm going to be watching in on some of these matches to see how the newcomers are going to fare and see how technically sound they can be. Do they stack up to the likes of Realm of Anubis, Realm of Horus, OGs like 60 GT, 93, and all of those legacy teams, I should say. Then we're gonna have 35 MW in Kingdom 3035 going up against AP06 in Kingdom 2906, and then the aforementioned Battle Bunnies 04BB3 in Kingdom 3004 going up against 74 SI in Kingdom 3074. Just real quick to key in on here, 748W 2748 being a heavy favorite here. I believe this is someone had mentioned in my stream, this is an old or a rebuilt I want to say 1v or OV team. I can't remember. I always get those two mixed up. So leave a comment down below if you have any clarification on this. I was quite surprised to see that they came out on top as favorites opposed to 2975. I thought 2975 was going to have a pretty nice walk into I think they will still have a nice walk into the finals, but they are going to be contested potentially in the finals against 2748. So predictions here, I think 748 just with, I guess if they are a 1v or an OV team, both were pretty good Osiris League teams in the past. Probably advancing here. The power difference 3.8 billion. If you're going in here, I'm putting my money on Battle Bunnies. I don't know if there's huge power disparities in these other matchups, but from everything I saw from Battle Bunnies, I even tried to stream them 2 weeks ago on my channel for week 2, but they ended up just blowing out 83 GG. Well, I thought 83 GG was going to give them some kind of fight, but so I'm putting my money on here for Battle Bunnies advancing into the quarterfinals, as well as 748 into their own respective quarterfinals. Both of them I think are going to meet in the semis, with 748W going into the finals against 2975. I don't think that these other teams are going to have the beef. It looks like the only one that has some of the strength to kind of stack up to 2975 is going to be W34 on the other side of the bracket. So I maybe potential for 2975 and W34X to meet in the semifinals, but I wouldn't be a proper Kingdom mate if I didn't think that 2975 was going to make it all the way into at least the semifinals, for all of those all my friends to get the Osiris League skin that I'm gonna get. Elevated Anarchy actually having the closest power, so right off the bat 2975 is going to be tested. This might be the match that I stream this week, guys, so again, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I am going to come out with those announcements probably by Wednesday, and I'll start doing analyses and stat tracking on some of these teams. So with them being our home kingdom, I think this might be the match that I go in and watch 2975. Now if we jump to the realm of Sobec, this is going to be all of your KVK2 commanders, I believe. So this realm doesn't really get much coverage. This is where 2975 won their Osiris League last season. And again, a lot of the realm of Bastet, realm of Sobec, these are going to be a lot of your new up and coming Osiris League teams. The only thing here, so I was in realm of Sobec at one point when I was in Kingdom 2581 as king, and we built our team, as you can see here, kind of similarly to what 3281, this is Baba's kingdom, with just massive power and just trying to overpower our opponents, which you can kind of do in these very early stages of Osiris League, or in this realm of Osiris League. So if we just kind of go over the matchups, Kingdom 3212 here, not having an opponent found, very same as Kingdom 3257, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on those. Kingdom 3278 going up against Kingdom 3255. Next we have 3242 with 3 KVK wins already, going up against 3290 with 1 KVK win. And then on the other side of the map, you have on the side of the bracket, you have 3213 going up against 3251, 3281 going against 3217, 3285 going up against 3227. Then you have 3289 going up against 3197. So predictions here, I think for Realm of Sobec to just kind of play it safe, I think you're gonna have to go with anyone who has kind of the most power. Let's go ahead and just kind of check out the eye for talent for this realm. So you have 3197 with the most, 3217 coming up with second with the most coins bet. So this realm looks pretty wide open. You have a couple other ones down here, 3281, I believe that, again, that's Baba's kingdom. I should say Ekram's kingdom, because he is the strongest player in Rise of Kingdoms now. So Realm of Sobec looks pretty wide open. It will be interesting to see those KVK2 commanders going at it. All right, let's go to the big dog kingdoms now. This is where we've been getting a decent amount of analysis, a decent amount of match coverage. So I'm starting to kind of learn a little bit more about these teams. Probably going to be able to offer a little bit better of predictions here. So again, Realm of Horus, let's start on the left-hand side. We have 93L, one of the 1093 teams. Lazy Lions going up against CN21. Then we're gonna have 1188 going up against another 1093 team, 93P. Then another 1093 team in 93T, the Osiris League champions from last season, I believe, going up against 1718, which we just watched that match yesterday with Plato. And 1718 looks pretty sound, just barely losing their match against Kingdom 1846 in Watch It Burn. Then we're going to have a VL and another 1188 Kingdom going up against Kingdom 1301, E301 Comic Hunters. Going on to the right side of the bracket, 1368 going against JST, the legacy team, former champions. 1365 Watch It Burn, a legacy team with multiple semi-final, quarterfinal appearances. 1846 going against Vita, 1500. Vita, a very sound Osiris League team. I would look for maybe an upset match here from Vita to Watch It Burn, and then maybe a potential rematch with Vita and JST in the quarterfinals. That would make for a very nice story. As you can see here, Vita just barely losing to JST 2 weeks ago. Then we go to the bottom, Kingdom 1698 going against 1709 in Alpha Legion AX, and then you have 1393 going up against Kingdom 1316. So a lot. I've watched a fair amount of these matches. I just want to give a quick call out. I don't understand why Lilith puts the same kingdom alliances on the same side. I mean, you see it here with 1093, you see it here with 1188. Look, you're kind of disparaging here with allowing only one of these alliances to advance. Look, if a kingdom is well versed enough to have two Osiris League teams, 1093 being a total outlier and having 1, 2, 3, they actually had 4. 93Z got knocked out. Why are you going to punish them and put them all on the same side? The very same with 1188 and VL here. Like, we're already getting pushed away from being in multiple alliance kingdoms, and even more so now in Osiris League, we're further getting pushed away from being in multiple alliance kingdoms. And you don't even need to have multiple alliances, to be honest, in a kingdom. You don't even need to have a 2 alliance structure to bring multiple teams into Osiris League. So I feel like you're kind of forcing certain teams to break up community wise. Luckily enough, some of these teams have been able to kind of stick together, but in the future I would really like to see some of these teams who are from the same kingdom get put on opposite sides of the bracket, because what a story that would be if you have an alliance like 93T, or let's say 93L, since 93T gets all the glory, 93L going against 93P in the finals. That would be amazing narrative. Narratives sell in sports, and we have been constantly talking how Osiris League is on the cusp, and they're so close to hitting the nail on the head with this thing in terms of becoming a true esport, and that's what I'm hoping to bring a little bit more to the channel, to the community, with the stat breakdowns, with the analysis. Is I really hope that we can kind of start to tiptoe towards that realm of getting Osiris League to be somewhat more of an esport oriented event, very similar to what you see with Grand Prix. One huge advantage too to having multiple teams in a kingdom is their ability to practice with each other. I mean, these teams, look, 2.9 billion, 2.8 billion. 93L upset Mimi, for crying out loud. Mimi had 6 billion power. That upset pushes Mimi out of this knockout stage entirely, really kind of like shaking them. So the aspect that you're putting them on the same side of the bracket, you're not allowing them a fair shake of becoming an Osiris League champion, but at the same time, it's such a benefit because you can get such high-end practices together with actual Osiris League teams, as opposed to maybe just doing a one side 15 versus 15, or practicing against maybe just a regular art team in your kingdom, which you're probably going to probably roll over them more often than not. So let's jump to the second side of the bracket. I don't want to dive too much into that, but again, in the future, I would really like to see some of these teams from the same kingdoms be on opposite sides of the bracket. Oh, we covered this one already. So predictions here. I want to say, I think with 93L just showing what they were able to do against Mimi and a team that's also been around Osiris League for very long, I think we can see 93L advancing into the quarterfinals. 1188, I think, might have a little bit too much juice for 93P. So potential matchup of 93L and 1188 in these quarterfinal rounds. 93T, I would not be upset, honestly, with what we saw yesterday from 1718. Again, I know 1093 is an extremely sound team. They're so technical. They're a legacy team as well. This is an upset alert in my books because 1718 looked so good yesterday, and I hope that they can learn from some of those things, some of those shortcomings that cost them that match against WIB. And then you have 1180, the second 1180 team going against Comic Hunters. I believe I did cover this match, VL versus AX. VL is a very sound team. I always got to put my money on the Korean teams. They're always so, I don't know, the strategic prowess for Korean-led teams is always very nice. So I want to say VL meeting 93T in the quarterfinals. I put it an upset alert, but I don't think that. I think the experience has really been shown to trump all so far from what I've been covering in Osiris League. So 93T advancing into the quarterfinals against 1718, and then I think we are probably going to see, we might see a 93 versus 93 semifinals here. I don't have enough information on 1188, unfortunately. So I'm going to rock with the 93L and just how impressive they were beating Mimi. Power not really being a thing for them. So 93L, 93T meeting in the semifinals. I think we're going to see a repeat of 93T in the finals yet again. JST versus E68. I think JST, just again, a legacy team, has so much experience. I think they're going to advance into the quarterfinals. Watch It Burn versus Vita. I'm putting it on Vita because I really want to see this matchup. I really want to see this rematch from Vita and JST for the quarterfinals, and I would love to see Vita advance into the semifinals, get that upset, and redeem themselves from that loss that they had in the group stages. Going down here to the bottom side of the bracket, I think L93 is going to be the favorite here. I'm going to kind of speed this up a little bit, guys. So I want to say 1193 advances into the quarterfinals in against, we'll say 698K. 698K going against LN93, and I think we're going to again stick with the favorites here. LN93 going all the way into the semifinals against Vita is going to be my prediction, with Vita just not having enough juice. LN93 I believe is another legacy team, and then we'll see LN93 versus 93T in the finals, with 93T taking season 8 championship in the realm of Horus, two-time back-to-back champions. In the realm of Anubis, probably the juiciest realm. I'd like to say this probably is the juiciest realm. And this is where my former kingdom 2581 was in. We got knocked out in the qualifiers. Even if we were to make it to the stage, we wouldn't last very long. So we're gonna have obviously the big dogs, 60 GT going up against DQ39, SP50 Kingdom 2650 not having a match just yet, 2377 going up against 1960's secondary team 60 MX, who just got upset by Evil Empire yesterday. I need to rewatch this match and see, because holy cow, what an upset. And then you're gonna have SV68 2268, the kingdom of the homie Plato, not having a matchup yet. And then jumping to the other side of the brackets, right off the bat, you're gonna have 2489 going up against back-to-back 2429 the new, or the as they're trying to revamp themselves as 1962.0, as I've been hearing. Then we're going to have a 2489 VC going up against 2149. Then you have side to side that other 2429 team going up against Kingdom 2261, and then Evil Empire going up against 2425. Predictions 60 GT. Let's just put them all the way into the semifinals. Let's not get it twisted, guys. GV 2377 versus 60 MX. I really don't know. This upset here is, again, I have to rewatch it. I don't know if 60 MX had all their players available, but I'm gonna go again with the experience of 2377 beating 60 MX, advancing into the quarterfinals to fight 2268 and SV68. 2377 and 960 meeting in the semifinals. I gotta go with 60 GT, I think, but man, 2377 has a lot of power. This is the kingdom with Wild Lion and Mr. Hope. So I think it's going to be hard to deny 60 GT, just being so good at Osiris League for so many years. On the other side of the bracket, 489 going up against 2429. I'm gonna have to give it to them. They're the former champions as well, which leads us to a 2489 showdown in the quarterfinals. I believe 89 VC is going to handle 2149 here, although I might be remiss to say that because there's a huge power difference. But as we've seen, anything in this Osiris League, power don't mean nothing. I think that the fact that these two teams can practice off of one another is going to prime 89 VC up very nicely for their match against 2149. Then we're gonna have side to side, I think, advancing into the quarterfinals against Evil Empire. I'm gonna throw Evil Empire all the way into the semifinals. I'm so impressed with what they've been able to do, even against such large odds at times and some power differences, and just doing some things. I just curious of how long that provision prowess is going to hold up, because people are gonna really start to key in on that and go after those provisioners, which Evil Empire does so good at. Evil Empire sneaking into the semifinals is going to be my bold call, going up against 2489, and then I think we're going to get a matchup of monsters with 2489 going against 60 GT in the finals, with 60 GT repeating as champs and knocking off 2489 in a battle of the whales. So that's all I got. Tried to make it as quick as possible. Huge shout out to all the teams that have made it this far. I have personally been part of a team that has made it into the knockout round. I've also made it into those group stage playoffs, and I know just how hard it is, how much dedication and time it takes to really practice, hone on those skills, hone on those timings, skill usage, everything, just really becoming cohesive with the team that you are playing on. So anyone who has made it this far, congratulations. I think we're going to get a great show for the community. Osiris League is always a nice highlight for the Rise of Kingdoms community, and I'm very excited to be a part of it, whether that's on the official channel or on my own channel, doing coverage of these matches. If there's any matches that you want to cover, guys, join my Discord. Let's get some discussions going on. Let's get some chats. If you don't want to join the Discord, leave a comment down below on some of these matchups, and we're gonna try to cover them for you guys. I want to try and push out whatever you guys want to watch. All right, so there's matches that, of course, I want to see that might take some precedent, but I do want to see your guys' opinion. And let's roll into these Osiris League top 16 knockout stages. It's going to be a very fun and exciting next few weeks. Love y'all. Thank you so much for the support. I'm out. Take care. Have a good one. Peace.